Not a single movie broke $10 million at the box office this weekend. We got new BTS images of the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's latest film. Spider-Man 4 casts Sadie Sink, and F1 dropped a new full-length trailer. Plus, Starship Troopers is getting a remake. Sign me up.
I wasn't happy about it, but now I am because of the director, which we'll talk about in a second. But first off, James, I'm really pissed.
About what?
I'm really pissed because it's like everybody complains that Hollywood only puts out remakes and IPs and sequels and over and over again and the IP milking, and everybody complains. Make more original movies. Hollywood never makes original content. Hollywood never does original stories. They only do reboots and whatever. This weekend, we have 3 original movies that have come out, and all 3 of them combined grossed less than $20 million. So, although Mickey 17 is on its second weekend, we have Novocaine, Black Bag, and Opus. So these are 3 original movies that just came out this weekend. The combination of all 3 of their box offices was $19.5 million. And it's like, and then you look at Mickey 17, its second weekend, it's at $8 million right now. It made a very low $17 million in its opening weekend. So that didn't earn well either. And it's just like, so we have 4 movies in theaters right now that are original stories that are all different genres. You have action comedy, sci-fi, spy thriller, and horror. And still, they all combined made less than Captain America 4 did on its opening Friday day alone. And it's like, we always complain about Hollywood studios, you know, they're greenlighting all these sequels, remakes, IPs, they're like Monopoly live action. Like, we make fun of it and we're like, oh, why are they always going to IPs and sequels and reboots and remakes and whatever? You know, I mean, this weekend is an example of why they're doing that, because there's 4 movies out and nobody saw them.
Some people saw them. I actually made a viral tweet that got 1,000 retweets.
Well, you're super popular.
I'll never understand why people are not turning out in droves for Mickey 17 in a world of never-ending franchises, reboots, and remakes. This highly unique rated-R sci-fi epic from a master director is getting ignored by moviegoers, and the reviews are mixed for all of it. I mean, some people are like, I'm not seeing it because I've heard bad reviews. And also, it's just one of those things. It's like, how do we get people to get to the theater, get off their couches? It's cold this time of year. A lot of people don't want to leave the house. I get that. But at the end of the day, there is a lot of great new movies out right now. We can't recommend seeing a bunch of these, but this is movie news, not movie chat. So we gotta get going, pal.
Okay, so
Let's talk about the box office.
Yes.
So Novocaine is number 1. It's the lowest number 1 gross in 13 months, which was Argyle. Novocaine pulled $9 million its opening weekend. Mickey 17, second place, just $8 million. It dropped about 54% from its first opening weekend. That is barely over $50 million globally, which is not good news. Black Bag pulled in $7 million, not a horrible start to its opening weekend, but that is a mid-budget film, $50 million budgets. So hopefully that can track, because I don't want those mid-budget movies that are made for adults to just become fossils. Captain America 4 added another $5 million to its stats. It's at $375 million globally. Paddington 3, still chugging along in Peru. $3 million added to its box office. The Day the Earth Blew Up, the Looney Tunes movie that Ketchup Entertainment purchased the distribution rights to after Warner Brothers let it go. I believe that's Robert Rodriguez's production company. It grossed $2 million at the box office. The Last Supper, $2 million. Must have been a pretty expensive supper. And then Opus.
It was just fish and bread. You would think it would be cheaper.
The wine.
It was the wine.
It
was the sides.
Then the sides did cure cancer. Yeah. And then Opus, opening weekend, a pretty dismal $1.5 million its opening weekend. It opened to 1,700 theaters, and that's one of A24's worst openings ever in that studio's history.
Yeah, and that's obviously not a full wide release. There's 5,000 theaters in America but a wide release is about 4,000 theaters. If you double this, it's still, if you did a wide release, it only made $3 million. If you double it,
not a good average.
That's
per theater.
I think that with Opus, I'm not interested in seeing it, because just like everybody's saying, and I've been looking at reviews, but just from the trailer, I was like, here we go with another cult. A character goes to a cult, and they're gonna
in an isolated location.
Crazy shit's gonna happen, and they're gonna fight their way out. It's like exactly. And I'm sure that's exactly the plot.
Yeah.
And it's like we've all seen this before. Opus just really does feel like it's just borrowing from so many movies that have been made the past 10 years. And audiences clearly were like, no, I've already seen this movie. Why would I see it again?
Yeah, that's how I felt too. I never really was intrigued. At first I was intrigued, but with the synopsis and stills getting released, But then I saw the trailer, I felt the same way. I'm like, this is Midsummer. This is the menu. We've seen this so many times. Someone very rich or prominent. It's Knives Out to an extent. Glass Onion. So that's why I didn't go see Opus yet. And obviously the reviews aren't great either. But that is what it is. Let's get into some news, though.
Yes.
So first of all, our Greece trip is happening in June. Anyone can buy a ticket to come with us to Greece. It ends in April. Is the last time you
April 22nd.
It's the last chance you have to buy tickets. We have about 10 spots open. We have 12 people coming with us right now. For 1 week, you'll come to Greece with us. Your ticket includes your boarding, travel between different cities, breakfasts, a couple dinners, as well as all of the activities and stuff we'll do.
And a local guide.
Local guide as well. And we'll do all kinds of cool things, excursions, exploring. All you have to do is pay for that ticket and then get to Greece. And it'll be June 21st to 27th. Those are the dates. If you want to come to Greece, the link in our Instagram description bio that will send you to a spot to find it.
And
it's called Trova Trip.
Our Instagram highlight has all the questions answered and tons of information. So go ahead and check out the Instagram highlight. It's coming soon, so get your tickets now until the time runs out. Now let's get back into the biggest news stories of the week.
Speaking of Greece.
The Odyssey is starting production and has started filming. Behind-the-scenes photos from Greece have showcased Christopher Nolan directing Tom Holland on a longboat, which looks really cool. There's also plenty of images and there's some video of both actors and stunt performers being trained on how to row the longboats, which is really cool, which means they're doing it for real. They're not just building shells with motors underneath them. I'm sure this is Nolan. Row the boats for real. I don't want nothing fake. It's if we're doing people on boats, they're rowing the boats themselves. So
putting you to work.
You can see them training in some videos, which is really cool, like in a harbor. They must have some expert training the actors and star performers on how to do it properly. They've also...
Well, can I just... Logistically, would be a nightmare. I'm sure they're rowing, but I guarantee there's someone controlling the boat remotely.
I don't think so, man.
I'm just saying.
I don't think that's not how Nolan does it.
I know that's not how you think Nolan does it, but
disagree.
from a filmmaking perspective, it'd be a nightmare if you have a strong current or strong winds.
I'm just saying. From the
you
videos,
can do both at the same time. Did you inspect the bottom of the boat?
Did they have motors in ancient Greece?
No.
Okay.
But
that's my point exactly.
Did you inspect the bottom of the boat?
That's my point exactly.
I'm saying you are not well informed because you're not there. Just all I'm saying.
I saw the video. It doesn't look like there's any motor at all. That
could be underneath the boat.
That thing was moving slowly.
Underneath the boat.
I'm just saying. Did they have motors in ancient Greece?
No.
Then Nolan's not putting it on his boats.
Did you scuba dive underneath the boat and check out underneath the boat?
I don't need to.
Shit, I think
he does it for real, man. He does it for real.
Anyways, this fucking guy. Oh, really? He spun an entire city for Inception. He flipped the whole city upside down.
Yeah. And they're still recovering in France.
He does it for real, right? Yeah,
Paris is still recovering.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Totally forgot about that, Anthony. Thanks for reminding me.
He destroyed 16 blocks.
Totally forgot he did that. He blew up a nuke in Pittsburgh.
Whoa. Hold on. I'm actually still in the right because does that scene take place in reality?
Okay, but go back.
There we go, bitch! I got you, motherfucker!
Go back to the nuke.
I got you, motherfucker!
Go back to the nuke.
He really did the explosion.
No, he didn't set off a nuke.
I didn't say he set off a nuke. I said he really did an explosion.
No, a nuke in New York City. Or Pittsburgh. Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, no, he's not gonna kill people.
Oh, so he didn't set off a nuke.
Dude, you're being... Now that's just being...
Did he blow up the football stadium?
It's going too far.
Parts of it.
It's going too far. They did blow up parts of it. Anyways, let's get back to... The Greek press has discovered some of the castings for the film.
Reportedly.
So Matt Damon, obviously... I think we all assume is playing Odysseus.
Have you seen him at South by Southwest?
Yeah, he looks... Yeah, he went to the premiere of The Accountant too.
Yeah.
And then... John Bernthal is also in the cast, and that's why he's a shaved head with a beard.
Because that's
yeah. What are you gonna say? Nobody had a shaved head in Greece.
No one did. No motors and no shaved heads.
This guy. There's actually some cool images of him, Bernthal, and Holland on set too together.
Yeah.
And they're
crafty.
Yeah, they've actually worked on a film together. They played priests who traveled to an island. It's a very, very violent film. Something Sacrament or something like 5 years ago. So it's cool to see them back together. Tom Holland apparently is playing Telemachus, who we assumed it's Odysseus' son. he spends a lot of time with his mom on the island, but also goes on a couple of excursions in the story. Zendaya
Excursions like he's on vacation. he's going
he
scuba
goes to
diving.
sandals.
He's going on excursions.
He's going to sandals.
He's going to see the algae that lights up at night. This fucking guy.
Sandals is great.
Excursions.
Zendaya will be playing Athena, a Greek god, and then Charlize Theron will be playing Circe, Odysseus' wife, and probably Holland's mom, if this is all correct. Anne Hathaway as Penelope. I can't remember who that is in the story. And Benny Safdie as the god Agamemnon, and then Lupita Nyong'o as Clytemnestra. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember who that is. Probably some god or something.
I think you did a good
Or
job.
a monster. I don't know.
I mean, this all sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, man.
Again,
I think, I got the casting predictions, a couple of them right. I said Charlize Theron would be playing Circe.
Penelope's the daughter of King Icarus.
The daughter?
The daughter of King Icarus, the king of Sparta.
Okay, gotcha.
Sounds good to me, guys. But yeah, there's some videos of just Holland and Bernthal in costume and wardrobe at like a crafty station or some station, just shaking hands with people.
They didn't have crafty in ancient Greece.
Sure they did. I'm just kidding. Let's get into Spider-Man 4. Speaking of Tom Holland, Sadie Sink has just been cast in Spider-Man 4, and the questions are arising. Obviously, she's got red hair, and she's a great actress. Will she be playing the new Mary Jane, or will she be playing possibly Jean Grey if they're going to start introducing X-Men into Marvel? I think that's really interesting. This movie is in theaters 2 weeks after the Odyssey on July 31st, 2026.
Yeah, I mean, Jean Grey in the Spider-Verse would be interesting to see.
Plus, if she could be Mary Jane in Spider-Man 4, a new version of Mary Jane, because obviously maybe if it's a different reality, Zendaya, obviously he doesn't remember her.
Sorry.
She doesn't remember him.
Am I crazy, or is it like our superheroes like so young now? Like when we were kids in the X-Men, it was like Famke Janssen was Jean Grey. Like everybody's so young now, and
But that was
babyface.
movies. So many comics are teenagers,
I guess,
and young adults.
Yeah.
And Tom's, he's 25. He just looks super young.
He looks great.
They're all in their 20s in Spider-Man No Way Home.
No, I'm just saying, it's like it's funny to see the difference.
Yeah,
it was
it's
always
true.
like adults in the cast, and now it's like very young cast.
I guess they went more for like prestige actors versus now it's like young hot stars, I think.
They're very good actors.
I'm not saying they're not young actors.
You just said they were terrible actors.
I said prestige, like been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah, Ian McKellen.
Yeah, you get Oscar nominees and winners in your first movie. Like the only wild card is Hugh Jackman at the time, and he's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was the big unproven one. I think we'll see. It's she'd be good as either role. Is there anyone else who has red hair in the MCU?
No,
that's it.
No one.
That's it. Nobody.
No one else has red hair.
That's all. Let's talk about F1. They finally dropped a really big, juicy trailer with plot and story, lots of dialogue, and this looks fantastic. They also released a really cool banner poster with Brad Pitt, who looks just like a fucking boss. The visuals are amazing. The filmmaking looks awesome. Man, and this again it scratches the itch that Maverick scratched. It just feels so similar in a lot of ways, but also it's its own thing. You're on the ground, and I like the idea of the character. He's a guy who's washed up. He never really made it as a racer, but now Javier Bardem, who owns the team, is putting him on the team because he would give him a good shot, and he's paired up with the new hot young shot driver. The rivalry between the two of them, I think this looks really good. It looks like both a crowd pleaser and a huge action juggernaut that could really bring audiences to the theater.
Inject this movie into my veins over and over again. The visuals look absolutely stunning, like unlike anything we've ever seen before. The plot's solid. We have underdog story. This old guy's going to come mentor a young hot shot, like Anthony said. Not like anything we've never seen before, but man, it just works. It works as a storyline. Javier looks fantastic in this movie. Brad Pitt's basically playing himself, which is totally fine with me.
He's not a has-been.
No, like his
personality-wise,
aesthetic, tattoos. That's like him on a red carpet. That's like Brad Pitt's playing himself in this movie. which is awesome. He's great. He's so cool. We're gonna act like Steve McQueen didn't play himself in movies. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You're right. No, yeah, you're right.
He didn't say a word in public. Barely says words in his movies. But no, this movie looks incredible. My goodness, I hope people turn out for it because this is a very expensive movie, and Kosinski's one of the most exciting filmmakers out there today.
I think this film will do really well internationally because Formula One is so big all across the globe.
True.
So I think this has a huge upside for the international market box office to double the domestic box office.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that could really reach the global audience.
I'm curious to see what the marketing campaign is going to be like.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are seeing it.
Well, we're just seeing releases of trailers. I'm talking about like in-person marketing. Oh, like what they're going to be doing, if they're going to be going to events, what kinds of...
not going to go to events.
Oh my God, this fucking guy. Let's talk about Starship Troopers.
All right, we were pissed about Starship Troopers remake in the works.
What? Who said that about me?
I was pissed.
Don't speak for me, please. As soon as I heard this news, I said, let's go.
No. I'm talking before the director was put in.
When did they bring news about this?
This was announced a month ago.
When?
And we talked about it in movie news.
I don't remember that
We
at all.
did. Starship Troopers remake.
Let me.
It was announced.
Let me check the
notes. It
notes.
was announced like 2 weeks ago. So
You are high as a kite.
no, I'm not. They announced this a while ago.
Okay, movie news 191.
Thank
2
you.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, motherfucker. Motherfucker, it just happened. So, okay, I wasn't happy about it. James apparently didn't even think it happened.
I pioneered this remake.
Because I was like, we love Starship Troopers. We grew up with it. It's like it's such a random movie. It's very unique. It's awesome, but also cringy bad, but really fun to watch and really cool and just absolutely bonkers. And it was a really great watch as kids that we love this film.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part. So it was just great. And when they announced a remake, I was like, oh, I don't want a remake. Just make another sci-fi movie. We don't need another Starship Troopers. However, they've just announced that Niel Blomkamp has signed on to direct and write this adaptation and will focus on being more faithful to the novel, diverging from the satirical tone of Paul Verhoeven's film in 97. And you know what? I love Blomkamp. I really liked Gran Turismo. I thought that was
awesome.
so fun.
So fucking
Even though
good.
people called us crazy for liking it, that was just a really great sports film.
If you've never seen it, watch it ASAP.
It was really, really good.
The guy who's the race car driver in real life from that movie, he's producing F1.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. And I'm just very excited. I think Blomkamp's a fantastic director. He does so well with sci-fi, and I would love to see his take on this. It's going to be, the scale of this film is immense, so you could really make something really extraordinary, really special, something we haven't seen on the big screen before. So I'm excited. I was not happy about it, but now that Blomkamp's involved, I am locked in and I'm ready to go.
I'm very into something intergalactic, space action that isn't already a huge IP that has a ton of sequels. You know, I'm all for that, and we kind of got that to an extent with Dune. You're mostly on a couple planets here and there, but I think with Starship Troopers, you can explore bigger worlds and more of the galaxy.
Yeah, it's like a Star Trek scope. You're
exactly.
right. Yeah.
So I think that's a really cool idea. I bet Blomkamp can increase the scope massively. I've never read the book, but I think I'm going to give it a read now because it came out in 1959, and obviously Verhoeven's take is so satirical and so ridiculous and funny and camp and reflective of our world in such a strong way. I'm curious to see what the gritty, dark, realistic version that Blomkamp brings to all of his movies, especially his sci-fi epics like District 9, that flipped the genre on its head. That was so unique and fun and interesting. That style with this, I think, is a perfect fit.
I doubt there's going to be future football in that movie.
You'll never know. I've never read the book. Maybe it's in the book.
Maybe it's in the book.
Yeah. I have no idea.
That was a pretty fun scene.
It was great. Let's talk about M. Night Shyamalan. So we all know that he's making a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal now, the supernatural romantic thriller, unnamed right now. But Phoebe Dynevor has been cast alongside Jake. The film's based on an original story created by Shyamalan and novelist Nicholas Sparks.
She's the Bridgerton actress, so this will be like her first big movie.
Like the Bridgerton actress.
Yeah, she's the lead of the first series of the original.
Honestly, I don't know anything about Bridgerton, so I don't even know what she looks like in my head. I saw a photo on the tweet actually. So
you lied to me.
I lied. I remember now.
You just played it cool, like I don't know Bridgerton.
I'm not playing it cool. I've
never even heard of Bridgerton.
I've never watched an episode. I couldn't name a character.
I couldn't name a character either, but
What are you talking about? You have a diehard I love Bridgerton t-shirt on.
I have a bumblebee tattooed to my chest. All right, next up. The Russo brothers have squashed the previously released concept art for Avengers Doomsday from 2 weeks ago. They said, quote, "There's nothing spoiling in there that's not our concept art."
What if it was like, what do we do? Deny.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just fucking with everyone. Marvel's just, I think they know what they're doing.
I think that's exactly
everybody's
what it
talking
is.
about the film, and it's just started filming. So I think it's all smoke screens and fires, and
They don't start filming till summertime, right?
aren't they filming right now? Didn't they start filming?
Oh, did they?
I can't remember.
Huh.
I might be
I
wrong.
thought they were still writing.
I thought they were about
Building sets.
Yes, they're in pre-production, heavy
Yeah.
pre-production. They're building. They also released the budget for their monthly spending in pre-production, which has been $500,000 per month for pre-production alone. So, and that's not including everyone who's been hired for principal photography. So, right now, it's actually become already the most expensive Marvel film ever just on pre-production. But I mean, that's to be expected. They're probably building really big sets.
It can be the biggest, most expensive movies of all time.
So they also revealed a really fun little fact that Marvel gave them baseball cards of all of the actors, and each card shows the actor, how expensive they are, and how many movies they have in their contract for Marvel. The Russos said it's the only way to really keep track of the amount of characters we're working with in these two films, which is, I think, a fun little thing. It's cute.
It's pretty funny. Downey Jr., it's like 3 movies, $800 million.
All of the money.
He gets everything. Did you see the Lilo and Stitch trailer?
It was very cute. Very cute.
The animation looks incredible.
Yeah.
It looks so good. It's very funny. The voice is perfect. I think this is really exciting. It's Walt Disney's second most viewed live-action debut trailer of all time with 158 million views. I can't remember what number 1 was.
It's got to be Lion King, right?
Possibly, probably. But speaking of that, we're just 1 week away from the opening of Snow White for Walt Disney Studios, and it's not projecting super high, but they also did an interesting thing where they kind of canceled the domestic United States premieres for press.
And the UK.
So they're in Spain doing stuff right now, last time I saw, but they don't want their stars on the red carpet, basically, because of all the controversial things they've said in the past, the last couple of years, about Snow White, about the past movie, and it's probably the smartest thing to do, but it's also pretty interesting. It's one of your biggest IPs you own at Walt Disney.
Yeah, they're gonna have a private premiere with a small amount of press and photographers, and that's it. That's it.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Pretty funny.
Which is it's. I mean, you still want to make a big press splash, so they might not feel. I bet they think this movie's not expected to gross that much money. We shouldn't put $10 million into a premiere in the U.S., and we shouldn't put $10 million into a premiere in the U.K.
No, but they're doing it. They're just not having press.
No, I'm saying a big premiere is what I'm saying. A big red carpet premiere. This is what they're not
Disney, they can pay for whatever they want.
No, I'm saying they're choosing not to.
No, but they are doing red carpets. They're just not having press to ask questions.
Yeah, but it's going to be scaled down to what like a normal premiere would be, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. So it's going to be a normal premiere.
It's going to cost less.
Not really. You're just not inviting press.
No, I think they're just doing a small, scaled down entire event.
It's not like they're gonna be at like a Hard Rock Cafe with
a small poster on a tripod,
an 8x8 backdrop. Anthony, it's gonna be a massive red carpet with beautiful production design and beautiful posters and statues. If you saw the Spain one, they'd probably do the similar thing. It's gonna be a big premiere still.
Okay,
They're just not gonna have press there. It's fucking Snow White, dude.
Okay, but still, you want to make a press splash, and if no press is there, no articles are written, and
articles will be written. They're just not asking questions.
No one's gonna write a word. Not a single word will be written.
They're just not gonna ask questions, Anthony.
All right, whatever.
It's just the press aren't invited to the carpet to ask questions. That's what they're doing.
You mean we're not invited?
No, we never are invited.
We never get to go to red carpets anymore.
Sometimes. A couple times a year. Whatever. I'm not in this business to go to red carpets. It's fun, but it is what it is.
I know. I was just
kidding. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening. They're not being asked questions on the carpet.
They're not even releasing the film now.
Ridiculous.
Let's talk about. We'll stay on Disney with Spider-Man: Spider Noir. The series may get a black and white release alongside its color release when it does hit Disney Plus. Quote: They said when we filmed it, the monitors were black and white. So you got this feeling, and it looked very, very authentic. I mean, I think that going black and white should be the way to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even release it color.
Yeah, just do black and white.
Fuck
Why
it,
not?
Just go black and white. That'd be really cool. That's like the whole point of Spider Noir, right?
That's the only point of it.
He's a black and white character.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Black Mirror, new season's dropping soon. And wisely, it seems like they've gone back to some of their more recent, very popular episodes because I never saw the last season, but I heard very mixed reviews about it. A lot of people weren't in love with it. So we're getting new versions of Bandersnatch, the Will Poulter episode where it's Choose Your Own Adventure, and then also a new sequel to USS Callister, the Jesse Plemons episode that was so popular. Kristen Milioti is in this as well. So Black Mirror Season 7 drops on April 10th on Netflix.
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes from season 6, and the Beyond the Sea one with Aaron Paul and Josh Hart, it was pretty good. But yeah, for the most part, they weren't as up to caliber and up to snuff as you want. This looked like a really good trailer. Great actors. Paul Giamatti looks to be leading one, so I'm excited. It got me interested in the series again.
Me too.
Next up, A24's upcoming war film, Warfare, was released to some people, and early reactions are hailing the film, calling it brutal, immersive, and powerful, and calling it the next great movie about war, which I'm really excited for. I think it looks great. Their marketing's really awesome. The cast is fantastic, and I'm looking forward. I love war films. They don't really get made that often anymore, and this looks like a really cool one that looks to be, capturing the tone of like Black Hawk Down, which was a great one from Ridley Scott in 2000. So I'm really excited for this movie.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The posters look really good. It's got a superb cast and co-directed by Ray Mendoza, who is an ex, I believe, Navy SEAL. And then also Alex Garland co-directed this. And it looks absolutely interesting as hell, and I can't wait to check it out. Alex Garland also just did a great creator sort of podcast interview with Neil Druckman of The Last of Us.
Oh, cool.
I can't recommend checking that out enough. It's on Sony's YouTube channel, and I watched it yesterday, and it's a great little convo because for an hour they're just talking about each other's careers, focused mostly on their writing processes, how they got into writing, how they got into directing after writing, and obviously Alex Garland talks about how he started off as a novelist, but then he found out that writing screenplays and working on movies is way more fun than just being alone writing a book constantly. And then Neil Druckman, starting as working at Naughty Dog, had this idea for years in his youth.
Was he an animator or?
He was. I can't remember. He didn't talk about exactly what he was doing at Naughty Dog. I think he was doing story development stuff.
Okay.
And then he got the opportunity to, after they wanted to do 2 games at the first time, Naughty Dog, with Uncharted and something else, and he pitched the company his idea that he'd been working on since he was like a teenager, of like he had this idea of some sort of zombies-esque game, influenced heavily by 28 Days Later. And it was cool because they both are influenced by each other, so that was really fast. And also, Alex Garland's a gamer, and he's like, I played The Last of Us 3 times and beat it 3 times.
And yeah, and then he said that I do know he said that Last of Us inspired 28 Years Later.
Yeah.
So one inspired the other, then the other inspired the other, and then the other inspired the other.
It's a cool conversation between 2 very creative guys who are just killing it right now. So that was an exciting convo. I can't recommend that enough. Now let's get into Sinners news, the new movie from Ryan Coogler starring Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan as identical twins. This vampire thriller hits theaters on April 18th, and we've got a bunch of really tasty character posters from this movie. Cannot wait to see this one. It's going to be dropping in IMAX. Got to see it there in the biggest way possible.
And also, these are animated posters, so if you see them on social media, it dissolves from a black and white image into this red image of the character of all the main cast. Really cool design. They're really going down on red as being the theme of the marketing.
Blood.
And I think it's a really great marketing campaign. Warner Brothers is doing an excellent job with this film. I expect it to do really well in April.
Me too. And staying on Michael Jordan, he said in a recent talk that he wants to make Creed 4 with Jonathan Majors. Really, really intriguing thing to bring up. I just saw Magazine Dreams at AMC Scene Unscreened, where you don't know what the movie's going to be. It's an unreleased film, and I reviewed it on our Letterboxd recap episode the other day if you want to check that out. So I don't know if this is a little sneak at maybe a possible comeback for Jonathan Majors after getting basically booted from Hollywood with his allegations and his lawsuits. But I mean, if Michael B. Jordan wants to work with him again, I'm sure that it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what will happen. I'm really excited for just this announcement. Barry Jenkins' next film, The Natural Order.
It is Order. Sorry.
The Natural Order.
Sorry. Typo. Who wrote that?
James. It's okay, man. Everyone makes mistakes. Anyways, Barry Jenkins has a new film called The Natural Order, and he has tapped Glenn Powell to star. How many movies has Glenn Powell signed on for?
Holy,
he's got like 20 in his slate. He is just killing it. This is based on Matt Aldrich's upcoming novel, which hasn't been released yet, and is described as an elevated sci-fi thriller revolving around the pursuit of eternal life. And actually, we had some people asking us about this because we were talking about it on our Mickey 17 episode, how Bong Joon-ho got the novel before it was released and then had it adapted into Korean. This happens a lot in Hollywood when there's a hot novel. You know, you have these big publishers, Simon Schuster, Penguin, whatever, Random House. They buy scripts or they collect novels and manuscripts that they get ready for release, and they spend a year. You know, it's a year to release a book with the rights and licensing and marketing,
editing over and over again.
Yeah, it takes a while to release a book, so they actually buy books way before they ever publish them. And they also simultaneously send these unpublished manuscripts to Hollywood studios and execs and agents saying, hey, we're making this, we're releasing this. This is a hot item because they want to try and get the movie rights too, because a movie production does help increase sales. So this is a practice that's been happening for decades and decades and decades in Hollywood and in the publishing world. So it's actually very common for novels to make their way through Hollywood before they even are seen by the public, which is why sometimes movie adaptations can come out like right after a book comes out.
Yeah. Mickey 17 and Mickey 7 is an example. That book just came out 2 years ago or something like that.
2022 it came out, and then but Bong Joon-ho got it in 2019.
Yeah, so he's been working on that movie for a while. So yeah, it's a long process to release a book and also to get a script made. So it all happens behind the scenes for years and years in advance to the release. Let's talk about The Amateur, which we're seeing in a couple weeks. Cannot wait to check this movie out.
Did we get an invite?
Yeah.
Oh,
an
nice.
invite. I sent you a text yesterday.
Oh, cool.
It's on the calendar. Don't worry. An espionage thriller starring Rami Malek, John Bernthal, Rachel Brosnahan, and Lawrence Fishburne hits theaters April 11th. They released a new teaser of this, and it looks good. This movie looks awesome. Really good action, underdog kind of thing. Someone out of their normal situation, and obviously, we got such talented actors and actresses in this movie. It's going to be awesome.
We also finally got the first looks at The Toxic Avenger starring Peter Dinklage in this remake of the cult classic.
Oh, this is a remake?
Yeah, it's a remake.
Oh.
And they released both a poster and 2 images behind the scenes where you can really see the entire makeup and costuming prosthetics for Peter Dinklage. The poster looks really fun. It's got this like Ninja Turtles type font and feeling. He's got this crazy green skin. And also, if you look at the stills online, they have shown the entire look for the character. And it doesn't look as grisly as I was expecting, because the original, if you look at it, it's really gross to look at. And it's like, I don't know if I could watch that for 2 hours. But he looks like an even messed up Ninja Turtle in a way.
It's going to be a weird movie.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Cast is crazy.
Yeah. It's finally getting released. It gets released. Hold on,
they finished this in like 2023.
August 2025
is when it comes out.
Yeah, when it comes out.
It's been on the shelf for a while.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for this next bit of news.
Go ahead and talk about it.
IMAX is releasing a 4K restoration of Princess Mononoke, Hayao Miyazaki's masterpiece. Comes to IMAX theaters on March 26th. I'm getting my ticket. It is my favorite Miyazaki film. I think it's exceptional. And man, you'd be surprised how many films have borrowed from Princess Mononoke and have gotten away with murder, in my opinion. The insane amount of things that have pulled from it. It's a genius piece of fantasy work, and I think it's the best Miyazaki film.
There's this really interesting trailer for a documentary being made about Stan Lee called Stan Lee: The Final Chapter, and it shows how Stan Lee was exploited by his former business partners for financial gain towards the end of his life. The doc was made by John Bolerjack, who worked closely with Stan Lee during the last 4 years of Lee's life. Now, there's some disturbing things going on here where it just shows Stan as a very elderly man, the last couple of years of his life, being exploited for fan signings, constantly signing autographs for memorabilia, which he has no idea where it's going, doing speeches, doing events, constantly being basically paraded around, it looks like, city to city to city to make a bunch of money for a bunch of people who have, managerial rights over him in a lot of ways. And just, giving him false pretenses that like you're doing this for people, you're doing this to inspire people. Meanwhile, he's in the back room signing autographs like crazy that are probably being sold for high profits that he's not really getting a piece of, if not a small piece of. And so it's pretty disturbing. At first, I was like, wow, this needs to get out there. This needs to be known. But then at the same time, you know, this person who's making the documentary has had this information, he filmed everything. It seems like in a plan to protect him, but when you look at it, it's like, why didn't you do this when it was going on? Why didn't you release all this information, all these videos at the time of all this? You could say elder abuse of someone who's, you know, towards dwindling at the end of their life. They don't have much control over what's going on, which Stan clearly was in that space. So it's kind of sad that it took, I think, 7 years for all of these videos to be made, and then the person making the documentary is asking for money to finish the documentary with a Kickstarter campaign. So a lot of mixed feelings there. It's an odd situation. You wish that this information, these videos would have came out when he was still living, so that something could have been done to protect him, because I'm sure he's got a lot of powerful friends. It's fucking Stan Lee that could have helped him out.
Yeah, I mean, so the doc's made by John Bolerjack, and he says in the documentary trailer, like, I couldn't do anything about all of this abuse, but I had a camera and I filmed everything. And it's just like, you could have saved this guy from suffering in the final years of his life. And why make a documentary about it? Why not just give it to the authorities? Why not present the evidence to people who can make a difference? Like, why save all of it? And not just save it all, but he died years ago. Nobody still had known about this. Just keeping it privately to yourself so you can make a documentary. I really don't understand the motivation there. Who's this documentary for?
Yeah, Stan Lee died in 2018, 7 years ago.
Is this documentary for Stan Lee, or is this documentary for John Bolerjack? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you couldn't do anything about it. You're filming evidence of elder abuse. And why not present it to the authorities and you have all this evidence?
Well, yeah, the abuse thing, it's a subjective thing for sure. Clearly, it's someone who doesn't have control over what's going on.
Yeah.
And I saw Stan Lee at an airport when I was in like 2017, and he had two helpers. He was two people, and this is at the time he's still doing cameos, he's still doing Marvel stuff. Yeah. He was very, you know, frail towards the end, like a lot of people are in their old age. And when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, Stan Lee. And I was like, I feel so terrible. He's got like two people helping him just get around in a wheelchair and everything. And so clearly he's not all there. He's got his ups and downs like most people who are at that elderly age. And he probably got tricked into signing a terrible contract of these managers that just exploited the hell out of him. That's my assumption.
Yeah.
But again, 7 years ago, if you drop this footage in 2016, 2017, 2018 while he's still alive, maybe the public opinion would have helped him get out of that contract and realize he doesn't have to do these things.
And even like you said, get the footage to powerful friends in the industry who have pull.
You don't think Marvel's going to help him out?
Yeah, you don't think Marvel would try to save this guy, or like the studio execs?
Yeah.
And it's just, I find it leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you watch this trailer.
Yeah. Because at first you feel nothing but sympathy for Stan in the situation. It's like, oh, everyone has to see this, but then like, what's the real motivation for waiting this long?
Yeah, what's the point of making this as a documentary? What's the point of it?
Exactly.
To show like, look what I found.
Instead of like, at the time you could have helped him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure he tried here and there, but did you try hard enough?
Doesn't seem like it. And it seems, I mean, I don't know. In the trailer, you can see the guy who made the doc, Bolerjack, he's encouraging him, because the guy who's like, looks to be in charge, he looks like the villain of the story. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh no, you have to do another speech, you have to do this, we'll tell you what to say. And then Bolerjack is also off frame, but you see him because you see his hair, and he says, you're going to change lives with this speech, it's going to be awesome. So like, in a way, he's like encouraging it.
He's giving him positive motivation to keep going through this. I'm sure at the time he's like, this is terrible, they shouldn't be doing this to Stan, the best thing I can do is support Stan,
I guess.
But also the best thing you could have done is release this years and years and years ago while he was still alive.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch this.
That's just my opinion.
I'm not going to watch this.
It's just, it stinks to me. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either, man.
You know what I do like? The Terminal List.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And the Terminal List 2 is officially happening. Gabriel Luna has been cast in the Terminal List. He just most recently is as Tommy in the Last of Us TV series. He's been cast alongside Chris Pratt in season 2. Give me this ASAP.
Let's go!
Like one of the only good things that Amazon is producing right now.
So this is going to be the sequel to the last season, and then Taylor Kitsch is going to be in the prequel that's in production right
Cool.
now.
Sign me
So
up.
there's going to be 2 Terminal seasons coming up, but I cannot wait. Oh, man, it's going to be awesome. Next up, we got a brand new poster for David Ayers, A Working Man, which is a really awesome Dolby Cinema poster, which just slaps. I like the Dolby posters because they put their logo on the posters in the background of like characters often, or they find interesting ways, and they always are just a really cool image. And them in IMAX, I think, put out the most interesting posters for films on a wide scale.
They're cool. They're different. They're either a different still from the movie,
Yeah.
or this one's sort of just a shot from the poster photography. It looks like when they're making
I always
photo shoots.
I always wonder like what's happening behind the scenes. Like do different distribution companies, do they get like, okay, you have to maybe bid on a certain images to use for your marketing? I always wonder like whatever this company is, how do they distribute images for marketing for different companies like IMAX, like Dolby, like the other ones? It's really interesting in CinemaScope, 40X, like they all get different imagery to work with. And I always think of like how behind the scenes, how is that, who's facilitating it, and who's getting to pick which images to use?
Well, I'm sure that they get access to, every time there's a movie, there's photo shoots for posters.
Yeah.
Most movies do that, and so this is clearly a shot of Statham in character on a backdrop.
Maybe they have their own teams doing it.
I doubt it's their own teams. I bet that the studio does a big photo shoot for 2 days, and they get access to everything. It's like, hey, which kinds of images would you like? Give us a concept.
Yeah.
And then they go from there. I mean, we've had similar situations where we get access to
assets.
They're called toolkit assets.
Yeah.
Probably the same thing. It's just a massive smorgasbord of different photos.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting because as a brand, you want to make sure it's different from the IMAX poster.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I think it's so cool. Like, I'd like to be like people behind the scenes and be like, who's selecting what? And it's like you got to make sure our image is different from the IMAX image because we don't want any overlap at all. It's really cool. It's a cool process. But I think IMAX and Dolby are making like the best posters right now.
Yeah, outside of the main ones, they do a great job. Scarlett Johansson, she was asked by Universal for Jurassic World Rebirth to join Instagram to help promote the film, and she politely said no. She's not a social media person.
Isn't that crazy?
It is getting odd where this kind of connects to Maya Hawke talking about how specific directors are being told by studios and producers you have to cast specific people because you need a certain accumulation of Instagram followers for your cast, unless you're a very prominent director who says fuck off, that has that power. But if you don't have that kind of power, you have to sort of cast based off social media interactions and engagement. And to ask ScarJo to do it is just like a slap in the face. It's Scarlett Johansson. She doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's because she's like a proven box office star.
And it's Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic World. You don't need to promote it.
Yeah,
Everyone's going to go.
She's always been a box office draw. Her movies always make money.
Everyone loves her.
Yeah, it's weird. All right, moving on to Severance. The season finale of episode 2 comes out next week.
Did I just watch the episode you're teasing me? It says it's their worst of the season.
This is it's mostly Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, it's a short one. I enjoyed it a lot.
Oh. I mean, I thought it was weak as fuck.
I thought it was quite enjoight.
It's got like a 6 on IMDb.
Well, you know what? I don't go with the herd always.
I made my mind up before I looked at the rating, though. I was like, this episode is boring. It's a lot of people driving. No, it's just a lot of driving and then just staring at each other.
There's a lot of filler.
There's just like...
It's ironic. It's a 35-minute episode and it's full of filler.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's like 4 minutes of story in that whole episode.
Okay, you know what? It is my least favorite of the season, but it's not a bad episode.
I thought it was a bad episode. I thought it was very weak.
I think it was a fine episode, but it's definitely the worst of the season. But the whole season's good.
I think they had a 5-page story, and they were like, okay, let's just do another scene of them staring at each other, and then another scene of them just driving for 5 minutes.
You love movies like that, though.
Not shows.
Yeah, a movie, not a show.
Not a show. It's like, because crazy stuff's happening, and then you have an episode where nothing happens.
Yeah, some things happened.
Yeah, the last 2 minutes.
I will say that what was revealed was kind of like,
It was an underwhelming episode.
But anyways, the finale would be 76 minutes long, which is on the 21st.
James, are you tired of reboots of popular shows and movies?
I'm 50-50 these days, man.
Well,
I don't
good
really
news.
care anymore.
Good news then, because like we said a few weeks ago, Prison Break's getting a reboot. Emily Browning, Lucas Gage, and Drake Roger have been cast in the new Prison Break series. It is set in the same world as the original Prison Break, but we'll tell a different story with new characters.
Cool, man.
Cool.
If they cover him in tattoos, I'm just gonna be like, this is lame. It's too much.
You mean how they ripped off Memento for Prison Break?
Not quite.
You don't think that was a rip-off of Memento?
Not really.
Covering himself with tattoos that were clues.
How else are you gonna get a map into a prison?
I'm just saying. If it wasn't for Memento, Prison Break would have never existed.
Yeah, but that's not. You're saying that Memento's the first movie or show to ever have someone put tattoos on their body as clues for something.
What was before it?
I'm sure there's something before. Everything's been done, dude. Everything you can think of has been done.
I'm trying to think of anything where a character tattooed all over their bodies for clues for something.
I'm sure it's happened, and if I look into it, I'm sure I'll find something pretty quick.
Yeah, look into it, man. Have you guys get
I'm just skeptical of that
on
opinion, you know. I wouldn't say it's a ripoff of Memento. It's different because it's not like that other show that was made that was literally a ripoff of Memento of someone who had amnesia and tattooed their body. It came out a couple years ago. There was a show like that.
There?
Yeah, this female lead actor, the character.
Oh, from Thor. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
yeah, the girl from Thor.
Yeah. So that was a ripoff of Memento.
That absolutely.
I don't see Prison Break as a ripoff of Memento at all. Some guy's going into a prison. He knows the blueprints of the prison, and he hides them in his tattoos. That's pretty clever. That didn't
Okay,
feel like,
okay, it wasn't a ripoff.
Yeah, it's not a ripoff of Memento.
It wasn't a ripoff.
It's not.
You're right.
It's not a ripoff to get tattoos.
I'm just saying the clues.
Yeah,
but you're right. It's not. It's fine. It's right.
Totally.
I'm just. I'm very sensitive about Chris Nolan.
I love Chris
I'm
more
just
than
very
anyone.
sensitive.
All right, but listen, man,
more than Juno.
you gotta get off your jump to conclusions, Matt.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's called speculation. It's not a conclusion. It's a speculative statement. Speculate. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what speculation is?
Yeah.
Jesus. This guy. Anyways,
It can happen to you. Come on, Peter.
it's Office Space. Everyone doesn't know. Borderline, the new ripoff of the King of Comedy.
Yes, this is. Thank you. This is no speculation.
It's not speculation.
This is a fair conclusion. This is factual.
Ripoff of Borderline. Released a clip starring Samara Weaving, Eric Dane, Jimmy Falls, Alba Batista, and Ray Nicholson. And this is about a pop star played by Weaving who's kidnapped by an obsessive fan who's played by Ray Nicholson, who wants to marry her. This comes to theaters and streaming this Friday, but I will not be seeing it.
King of Comedy.
Because the King of Comedy exists.
Yeah. So even though the
Red
wardrobe,
bow tie, man.
Yeah, obviously they're referencing it, but
It's like, guys, we know you're referencing King of Comedy. You don't need to put a fucking bow tie on it. We get it.
so this one, what studio is this? Because it's getting released theaters and streaming at the same time, which hasn't happened in a while.
I'm not sure what studio this is.
That was the
Maybe it's a streamer that's doing it.
The COVID strategy, remember?
Yeah.
Borderline movie.
This might be a streamer that's doing it, like a smaller
Streaming
streamer.
1 second, pulling up the Wikipedia.
It's like Shudder or something.
Lucky Chap Entertainment, Magnet releasing. Yeah, this is all independent. All independent stuff.
Those are British companies.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
It's just too similar.
No fucking way,
too
man.
similar.
Not doing it.
Let's talk about Narnia. Some more updates. Last week we talked about Charlie XCX being eyed for the White Queen or White Witch. What was it?
I don't fucking know. Something. I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
Daniel Craig is being eyed to star as Uncle Andrew in Narnia, which is, I think, a really good option.
It's Uncle Andrew Ketterly. Get it right.
Well, I mean, I just didn't finish his name. Andrew Ketterly.
He's still working with Netflix. He likes the Netflix money.
But he's really going to be a secret agent.
Okay, have you seen the Michael Fassbender news story this week?
No.
He said he's doing press for Black Bag. And
Which is excellent. Go see it.
Yeah, did you like it?
Fucking loved it, man.
It's
the
good.
ending. Oh my god.
It's a perfect ending.
So good.
It's perfect. And so Fassbender's doing press, and people are freaking out. He jokingly said, because he's a self-deprecating Irishman, he's like Killian. He has that same kind of sense of humor. And you're saying he auditioned for Bond in the early 2000s, but he also said when he was in the audition, he was like talking about how great Daniel Craig is, and he's like, he said I spent all my time promoting Daniel Craig, and people were like, Michael Fassbender got Daniel Craig Bond. It's like, no, Broccoli and Wilson said that Craig was always their number one spot, and they tested other people, but they always had Craig as a favorite. It's just like that's terrible speculation.
There it is. That's jumping.
That's
to
a jumping to conclusion.
Yeah.
Saying that Fassbender got Daniel Craig Bond.
Sure is.
That's jump to conclusions.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just like Wilson and Broccoli always said Craig was their number one pick.
Agreed.
That's
not because 28-year-old Michael Fassbender told them.
Yeah, exactly. You think they were like, wait, what's his name? Daniel. Wait. How do you spell it? Craig? Is there an E in
We'll
there?
have to look him up.
Thanks, Michael.
Mike, fuck off. You're an idiot. You just lost Bond, Mike.
It's like, do you think that's how the interview went? The audition was like, wait, hold on. What's his name?
He's hired. We're just going to call him up and give him the job. Thanks
Thanks for the recommendation.
Never met him, but he's getting the job.
Nobody knows who you are, but we're going to thank you for this. Oh my God, so dumb.
You're great in 300. Wait, that was way earlier.
Yeah.
Way
We're
earlier.
talking like probably 2001. They were
Yeah.
auditioning. Long time.
Long fucking
time. It's
Got our-
before Hunger.
We got our first look behind the scenes of Edgar Wright's Running Man, starring Glenn Powell, the remake of the Stephen King adaptation, or just a new adaptation. The story follows a TV game show where convicted criminal runners must escape death at the hands of professional killers.
Yeah, it's a great shot on set of Edgar Wright directing, and it looks like it's one of the stages for the TV show.
Yeah, because you can see some audience stands in the background.
Yeah, and it looks like a TV set stage.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I love that it's
See,
like,
that's a fair jump to
Yes.
conclusion.
it's still speculation. I don't think you understand.
No.
I really don't think you understand the difference between conclusion and speculation.
I don't think you do.
I'm speculating that it's a TV set.
I don't
it's
think
not,
you do.
It's not confirmed, but that's
100
called speculation.
No, that is a conclusion that is a TV set.
It could be something else.
That is.
It could be
it's
something
about
else.
a TV show, Anthony.
It could be something else.
What could
It's
it
still
be?
speculation.
What could it be?
It could be a set outside.
That is an indoor set. I saw the TV stands. I saw people in the audience.
You're speculating as a TV set. It could be something else.
Get out of here.
It could be like a fighting set, an arena.
Same thing. It's on TV. The whole thing's
Just
a TV
saying,
show.
I'm
The
just-
whole thing's a TV
I'm
show.
just saying. That's speculation, man. You're speculating.
No, I formulated my conclusion.
That's the difference between it.
I'm jumping to my conclusion. See, I know when I'm concluding something. You don't.
Okay, let's talk about Kogo Honda's new film, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. Great director. This is starring Margot Robbie, Colin Farrell, who previously starred his previous film. This follows an imaginative tale of two strangers in the unbelievable journey that connects them. It's going to release September 19th this year in theaters, so I can't wait to see the pairing of these two actors.
What did he make before this?
It's the movie where it's the family with the robot, and they love the robot like a family member, but then something goes wrong.
Columbus?
No. Wait, am I thinking of a different
No,
director?
he did. He made After Yang.
Yeah, After Yang.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
what
After
it is.
Yang is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes, I'm
That's
glad
right.
I was right. Forgot about that. I was like, wait, am I wrong?
Forgot about that. You're wrong about something else earlier.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about Neighborhood Watch. Jack Quaid. I didn't even know he was going to be in another movie this year. This is crazy. We got our first look at Jack Quaid and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, both from The Boys, in Neighborhood Watch.
I just realized that.
Yeah. The film follows two men as they investigate an abduction and the dark secrets surrounding the disappearance. I like this because Jack's been doing action comedy and a bit of a thriller earlier this year, but now doing a serious drama. He's every genre this year.
Yeah, this looks like a dark, intense drama. It looks like a Prisoners kind of film. They haven't released a trailer, but they dropped 4 stills, and it looks very serious.
Is it fair to say this is the year of Jack Quaid?
It's the year of Jack Quaid.
Ty
Ty
West.
West has been removed.
The year of Ty West.
Sit down, Ty West. Your time is over. According to James, this is the year of Jack Quaid. Sorry, Ty. Sorry, Ty. It's over.
Ty, you haven't come out with the movie in like 8 months, man. What's up?
Yeah, what's going on, man? It's been like
No
6
one's
months.
that busy.
James is that busy. Hold on, James is that busy. The busiest person in California.
Been waiting since X-Men. I mean, since vaccine, dude. Come on, man. Speed it up. Come on, Ty.
Oh my God. Next up,
Just kidding. We love Ty West.
Next up, we have news about Ghostman. Yahya Abdul-Mateen II has been cast in the series adaptation of Ghostman, which follows the Ghostman, who specializes in making things disappear. But when a botched casino heist leaves millions in cash, he has just 48 hours to clean up the mess. Ghostman should team up with Schwarzenegger from Eraser. You've been erased.
Clean up on aisle 6.
You're erased. Boom! The train. What a great ending.
Let's talk about Deep Cover. This actually is a pretty good concept for a comedy. So we got our first look at it, starring Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom, and
Orlando Bloom.
been talking for too long. Orlando Bloom and Nick Mohammed. The series follows improv comedians who are recruited by the police to be undercover operatives. Releases on June 12th on Prime Video.
That sounds like a fun concept.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
It could be very funny.
I think that's really cool. Next up, speaking of Stephen King, we have finally seen the first trailer from Mike Flanagan's adaptation of King's novel, The Life of Chuck, starring Tom Hiddleston, Mark Hamill, Matthew Lillard, and Karen Gillan. The film follows the breakdown of society and disintegration of reality through the lens of one accountant. Comes out in theaters in June. It looks like a really fun, trippy, interesting movie.
Seven Sisters, everybody. Elizabeth Olsen is set to star in the new drama series Seven Sisters for FX. It follows a large family that unravels when one sister starts communing
to work.
communing with a voice no one else can hear. Pilot has been directed by Sean Durkin, the director of The Iron Claw.
Oh, sounds interesting. FX.
I know you're excited about the next one.
Oh, man.
I'm stoked too.
I can't wait.
I saw this trailer yesterday. It was awesome.
It's in theaters, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking slap.
As soon as it started, I'm like, no way.
When was the last time you saw this movie?
I was a teenager.
Okay, you have.
I'm seeing it in theaters.
It's one of
for
the
sure.
best made movies of the century, in my opinion. So, Pride and Prejudice is releasing for its 20th anniversary on April 20th. I'm going to be there
In theaters.
100%. I think this is just Joe Wright knocked it out of the park. The poster design for the anniversary is just really perfect. It's this really flat pastel purple background with a stencil imagery of Keira Knightley and Darcy in the field. It's just a beautiful poster. That's great. It's I think one of the best romance movies of all time. Beautiful filmmaking on unbelievable production. I think this is just flat out just one of the best movies in the genre.
We need to talk about Karate Kid Legends.
This Photoshop, man.
So, Karate Kid Legends dropped a new still from the movie, and it's Daniel with the new Karate Kid sitting down in front of a pizza shop in New York City, I'm assuming, on a sidewalk, and it is a green screen ground and floor and background. It is a green screen set that they're shooting on. I don't know how they released this image thinking it'd be okay, but clearly their feet are not on the ground, and they have very, very bad shadows. Their feet, they're just cut out. It looks like Photoshop, and not a good Photoshop either. I can't believe this is an image that got released. As soon as I saw it, I said, that is a green screen ground.
Yeah, and it's like you pointed it out on Twitter, and a lot of people are like, really? What do you mean? And it's like...
No, they're saying like, no, the general consensus was they agree.
No, there's a bunch of people I saw that don't agree with
Oh,
me.
I have to check that then.
And it's like... Their feet are in an area where there should be dense shadows, but their shoes are still brightly lit. And also, like, their body positioning doesn't line up with the sidewalk. It's like they're not sitting on the sidewalk. It's like their butts are like in front of the sidewalk, if that makes sense. They're not actually sitting on the sidewalk.
The shoes are a dead giveaway. I've had eyeballs my whole life,
and we've been photoshopping for over a decade each.
But you don't need to be a Photoshopper. I've had eyes my whole life. I've been seeing stuff my whole life. I've been seeing the ground. I've seen how feet look on the ground.
Yeah.
My whole life I've had these eyes, and that's green screen ground.
And they're not sitting on the sidewalk. There's no three-dimensionality between their interaction with the set. So they just took images of them sitting, cut them out, and then put them in front of this put them on the sidewalk shot. They're not actually on the sidewalk if you look at their butts.
It's pretty nuts, man.
And it looks like it's just a still from the movie, and they put this image of the two sitting there, on this still.
Also, I'm looking at my tweet.
I mean, guys,
everyone agrees.
At least throw some shadows on their feet. It's
bad.
Get that burn tool and just burn the feet.
But can you imagine if that's how the scene is going to be?
No, I doubt that. I think this is just an image
from a scene.
No. I think this is just an image they made. I think that this is just an image that they put together for marketing. I don't think this is going to be the way a scene plays out.
I don't know. It looks like a scene. It looks like he's giving him the bandana.
This is speculation. This is where
it's a still.
No. I'm saying we're in speculation mode right now. This is it. This is it. I'm just I'm just pointing it out for you so you understand. I'm saying it looks like I'm saying my speculation. Okay, James, is that I'm speculating. I don't know. I'm guessing that this isn't an actual scene, but they took a shot of a cool background, a still from a shot they like, and they have an image of the two of them sitting. So they're like, okay, it'd be cool if we had them sitting right here
in front
for
of a pizza shot.
Yeah, for an image for promotion. Not I I'm speculating. I don't think they filmed this scene like this.
I hope they did. Because I want to see this scene, man.
Because it would look awful in motion.
It would look terrible.
This would look terrible in motion. There's no. That's why I'm saying it looks so bad. It has to just be an image.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
I think it's just an image for marketing.
It's pretty bad.
And what else looks pretty bad is the trailer for Freakier Friday. Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan are returning in the sequel, which comes out in theaters on August 8th. And I watched the trailer, and I was like, okay.
What'd you expect?
I don't know.
What'd you expect?
I mean, it doesn't even look like a movie.
What'd you expect?
I'm just like,
look, we're shooting.
at least the first one looked like a movie.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking. Like, movies were awesome.
Yeah.
Every movie looked pretty good.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
This movie looks like it's like a commercial filmmaking, like for a commercial ad.
It's
you know what I mean?
It's what filmmaking's become.
I was just like, man,
it sucks.
I'm not gonna. I mean, it's not my audience. I'm not gonna see it. I'm not the audience. But
I didn't even watch the trailer. I looked at the first two shots. I was like, I'm good. All right, Single White Female, new movie in the works, starring Jenna Ortega and Taylor Russell. It's a reboot. The original psychological erotic thriller follows a woman who begins to rent out a room to another woman, but soon finds strange patterns of behavior.
I don't give a shit. But like the comments were pretty funny on this one.
Really? Was it on Twitter?
On Twitter, the comment sections on the Single White Female post on like it was like discussing film and a couple other outlets that posted it. The comment sections are pretty great. They're hysterical. Because you have two people of color in this film called Single White Female. I don't care, but like,
no, but we don't know what if there's another actress that's gonna be the single white female, or it's just a two leads.
It's just two leads.
Oh, I thought.
No. So that's why I was trying to.
Oh,
I was giving you a synopsis before we recorded.
I thought there was another character.
No. Single White Female. It's Jennifer Jason Leigh and who's the other actress? And they're the leads. And then there's a guy who plays Sam. I can't remember who. It's like an actor that didn't really blow up.
Bridget Fonda.
Bridget Fonda, yeah. So the comment section for this was hilarious.
I thought there was going to be like another white actress cast as well.
It's just two actresses and an actor. Two women and a man are the leads of this movie.
The comments are pretty hilarious.
Yeah, the comments are great. Because what happens is like the women become friends. One's kind of weird. But like
someone said I didn't know this was Disney.
But like, people are commenting like single Latina female, like things like it's really funny. So it's that there's no other lead in the movie essentially.
It doesn't make any sense to keep the title then.
That's why I was saying like why you gotta change the title then?
Oh,
you have to change the title, right?
I guess
unless they're adapting it and changing the story up a little bit. But yeah, the comments are great. They're really funny.
Oh man,
comment sections are they can be funny or they could be grisly and nasty and horrible, but sometimes they can be pretty hilarious.
They can be. Let's talk about Place to Be. Ellen Burstyn and Taika Waititi are set to star in Cornel Mandrusco's new movie, Place to Be. The film follows the unlikely friendship of an elderly woman and middle-aged man as they travel from Chicago to New York to return a lost racing pigeon home. Aw. Sounds sweet.
I'm sorry.
Sounds sweet. It sounds very sweet. I just saw a trailer for another movie. Stars Steve Coogan.
Yes.
Looks good. Yeah, is like this harsh professor, but he's on this trip and this penguin kind of comes up to him and he saves this penguin and ends up keeping it and then brings it back to the classroom and ends up making him
the penguin lessons.
A nicer person, a better teacher, and the penguin becomes a part of his classes. It looks really sweet and heartwarming.
It's based on a real story.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It looked really good.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect when the trailer started. And I love Coogan. He plays like he's teaching English in Spain. And then he starts using the penguin in lessons to help like bond with the kids. And it was like, I was like, oh, this is kind of like, it's like got a Dead Poet Society feel to it.
For kids.
Yeah, for kids.
Yeah, if I had a kid, I'd take him to see that.
I would, absolutely take a kid to see that.
Yeah, it looked really sweet.
Yeah.
All right, it's like one of those trailers that's just like, oh.
Yeah, it was very heartwarming. And Coogan I think Coogan's a really fun actor. He can do all sorts of things, and I think he looks right in that role for sure.
Yeah.
Right now he's in the West End.
Oh,
doing
theater.
He's doing what is it? Dr. Strangelove.
Oh, that's
on the
cool.
West End. Yeah.
Nice.
He's playing the part that Sellers played, multiple roles.
Did you see Jake and Denzel are doing Othello right now. It's supposed to be really good.
It's $300 minimum for a ticket for like bad seats.
For bad seats. All right, let's talk about our last story. Toy Story 5 had its first crew test screening in theaters on June 19th, 2026.
Rumors are now they're doing a lot of reshoots.
Just kidding. They replaced Woody with a Spawn action figure. Where are you, Buzz? Spawn. That'd actually be entertaining as hell. All right, that wraps movie news, which was probably our biggest one of the year. This is a packed episode. There's
Lots of speculation.
There's so much to chat about. A lot of speculation, a lot of jumping to conclusions. Feel free to join our Greece trip again, link in our bio, or just send us a DM on Instagram if you want more information about going to Greece with the Raiders and a bunch of fans for an entire week.
Oh, today's the Ides of March, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
Cool. St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow.
2 days.
The 17th. Very exciting stuff. Again, go see Black Bag. Go see Mickey 17. Go see Novocaine. These movies are really good. Anthony and I have seen all three in the last week and a half. They're fucking excellent. They're
Originals,
really good time.
yeah.
And they're every kind of genre.
Yeah.
Action comedy with Novocaine, tons of fun. Mickey 17, just brilliant sci-fi epic, very unique. And then Black Bag, man, that movie might be my favorite of the year. It's like between that and Mickey 17 right now, but Black Bag is excellent.
Did you have the vibe of like you were watching a play? Some of it?
Sort of.
Yeah.
It also felt so much like an Ocean's movie because he brought back David Holmes to do the music for this.
Yeah.
And so it had the
that
Ocean's vibe.
style.
It felt like an Ocean's James Bond movie.
With Bourne.
Yeah. It was so clever. It's
Yeah.
really well written, brilliantly acted. It's just, it's executed with like a surgeon with Steven Soderbergh. It's so good. Excellent ending too. I loved Black Bag so much. But yeah, check these movies out, guys. We got movies in theaters that need to get seen. I know it's cold outside. No one wants to go outside. I get it. But come on.
We need the original stories to keep getting made.
Yeah, we need these.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the $50 million budget disappear.
Yeah. Me either, man.
Anyways, we hope you all have a great weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate this week.
Beware the Ides of March.
And then on Monday, we have a great episode on The Wolf of Wall Street tomorrow. So
Oh, yeah.
don't miss that. And then movie chat on Wednesday. Take care, everyone.
See you next time.